Hey, what's up, vinyl community? I wanted to make another short video. I'm working at home today. The semester is over, so I'm doing a whole lot of just research work at work or at home at my kitchen table, and I've also already started traveling. So I'm traveling all summer. I was in San Francisco at the Fed last week, and I made a video, I think, after I went to San Francisco back in January for a conference. And back in January, I had stayed in San Francisco and I had gone all along the Haight to all the record shops, including Groove Merchant and Amoeba. And I didn't find that much that time. I think it's because it's just after Christmas. Probably the best stuff wasn't out yet. They hadn't replenished their stock yet. But this time I decided to take the train over to Oakland after talking to somebody, a guy on Instagram who lives in the Bay Area. So I went over to Oakland this time to just one shop called Groove Yard. And this place is all jazz, essentially. There's like a little bit of rock, a little bit of blues, but I'd say 95% of his stuff is jazz. And it's a real dig. I mean, he has some really nice stuff, but it's not in very good order. There's lots of new arrivals, which are just essentially unsorted stacks of records. And the prices, especially for the Bay Area, are very, very reasonable. So I wanted to show you guys two records I got from him. I got, I think, four altogether, but these were the two that I was the most excited about. So the first one, this is Charles Mingus Right Now. This is at the San Francisco, or at the Jazz Workshop. On Fantasy, I think this is a second pressing. I couldn't find photos on Discogs of the labels. It's not Deep Groove, but maybe it wouldn't have been. It's on this maroon Fantasy. So if anybody knows, help me out there. And it's got on the dead wax. It doesn't really have anything. Like a weird little symbol, but no numbers or anything. So I think it's a second pressing, but I'm not 100% sure. In terms of the music, it's Mingus. It's recorded pretty well. Cliff Jordan, John Handy, a smaller group than a lot of Mingus's stuff. It's a quintet, I think. And then another one, this was something I had some kind of, not OJC, but a later 70s pressing of this record. Ornette Coleman, Tomorrow's the Question. This is his second contemporary release. Shelly Manne on drums. I forgot about that. I just somehow thought that he was always with Higgins or I didn't realize he ever played with Shelly Manne. But this is on the olive green, whatever you want to call that, the green label. The disc is in very nice shape, deep groove. So it's definitely an earlier pressing than the one I own, and it was cheap, so I grabbed it. And the only problem is that the cover is pretty nasty. It's got this water damage. But I think it's the same cover as my later 70s pressing. I couldn't tell any difference between them. So I think I will swap that out and have one really nice copy of it and then send the other one to someone who doesn't have it. Now on eBay grab. I bought a few records on eBay in the past month or so. This is one I showed on my Instagram. This was a really exciting record to get in any condition. That is another on contemporary, Sonny Rollins, Way Out West. Another with Shelly Manne, actually. So this is the original stereo pressing of this, or mono pressing of this record. I'll show you the label here. It's the Deep Groove. Actually, after listening to this, I went on Discogs and I added quite a few Shelly Manne records to my want list, especially the earlier ones with Jimmy Guthrie. How how do you say Guthrie's name? I don't know if it's Guthrie or Guthrie. But so yeah, that's on the Contemporary Yellow Label Deep Groove. The disc is maybe VG. I think I bought it as a VG disc, and I would agree with that assessment. There are some hairlines. Again, just to have this record in any shape, I was really happy. It's a hard one to get, and I've never seen it in person, so that's why I ended up buying it on eBay. But that's really good. I've really been enjoying Sonny Rollins more recently. I just listened to kind of the assortment of Rollins stuff that I have, and that's just a trio with bass, sax, and drums. It's really good. Here's one I got at Waterloo. I had my eye on a copy of this at Friends of Sound for a while, but they were asking more than I was going to pay for it, and so this was at like in the dollar bin at Waterloo, and so I jumped on it. I don't know if you guys know this record. This is like belly dance music. This woman, Özal, I have Turkish students, so sometimes I can say Turkish words okay. I don't know her last name. I think Özal Turk Bus. So this is, yeah, again, it's like it's music for people, I guess, maybe had a book at some time to learn to belly dance to. I love that that label. I know it's supposed to be like a spire, like Eastern, but you can't look at that and not. It's kind of phallic, but it's also looks kind of like a Mario kind of thing. It looks like whatever you want it to be. It's a Rorschach test. But yeah, so this is it's got really cool percussion on it. It's got a bunch of like what I would call folk instruments from Turkey, finger cymbals, flutes of different types, and just a bunch of different rhythm. And it's a large set of musicians. I don't know if so Özal Turk Bus plays finger cymbals. She doesn't sing on it, I don't think. So some Turkish music they have singing, but I don't think this one has it. Anyway, if you see that for cheap, definitely pick that up. It's a cool record to put on and just kind of listen to some some interesting world rhythm. Okay, and then the last one. This is a pop record, if you want to call it that. This is Bonnie Prince Billy. This is it's in. I don't want to take the shrink off of it, so sorry about that. But this is Bonnie Prince Billy. I love him, and I essentially buy every single thing of his that I see, and I see a lot of it around here. He puts out probably like 5 records a year, I feel like. And this is a collection of covers from maybe 15 years ago that he did. I don't know if it was ever released on vinyl or what. But it's got some really good covers. Which one was it? Just to See You Smile. Yeah. So it's really good. And his voice, he's a bit of an odd guy if you've never listened to him, because everything is kind of coated with irony with this guy. But then he's got this amazing voice. And he sings with harmonies with some of the people on the records. So one of his records has this woman, Angel Olsen, on it. And they harmonize in such a it's not really beautiful, but it's a very striking way. You really kind of look up when they start singing together because of how they harmonize. So yeah, I would say get every Bonnie Prince Billy record you can, but that's one that I had picked up one that was not as good recently that he just put out. And then this one I almost didn't grab, but I said, no, I'm going to get it. And it's great. So that's called More Reverie. More Reverie. And he's just going by Bonnie Billy on that one. So if you guys want to hear some interesting alt folk pop stuff with a really good singer, grab that Bonnie Billy. All right, so that's 5 records. I went a little bit longer because I kind of droned on. So I'll make another one after I get back from my next set of trips. I'm going to Minneapolis on Saturday, and then I'm going to Cleveland the following week, and then Indiana at the end of the month, and then Boston, Boston and Cambridge later in July. So if anybody knows, I know Minneapolis pretty well, but if anybody knows a record shop that's great there that maybe I wouldn't know, let me put it in the comments or tell me. Um, if anybody knows Cleveland shops, I know a Separate Reality, and that's where I bought a bunch of Blue Notes last year, and I really like that place. But I'm sure Cleveland has tons of other stuff. If anybody knows any place in Cambridge, that's the one that I have no sense of record shopping in the Boston, Cambridge, and Cambridge areas. So if you guys know of a shop, give me some advice. All right, talk to you guys later.